Coach Tina here. I have a manifesto for our tribe. So this is an example of what it looks like. It is available in the group and you can take a look at it. But I decided to pull it out today and talk about some of the statements on here and why they're important. And it's in light of some of the obstacles people have been putting in their intake form when we ask the questions when they come into the community. And people are talking about being distracted, not having focus. And as I started to think about this manifesto and the statements on here, I thought, this is where we need to focus so that people understand that what you're going through is normal and your concerns are normal, but we have tools to combat that. And so when people are talking about being distracted, the manifesto item that I think, the affirmation that I think is strongest is, I know what I want and I go after it with all of my heart. And this is really a full circle kind of thing, because if you're not connected to what it is that you want, you're going to struggle with this. But usually, if you don't know what you want, you're not connected to your heart. And so going after it with all your heart, it's a double bang for your buck kind of a thing. So what you really need to do is get out of your head, which our head is very logical. It's always trying to come up with reasons. Your brain is designed to keep you safe. So it's going to throw out all kinds of messages that say, don't do this thing. Do this instead. We want to keep you safe. So maybe what you are experiencing as distractions and lack of focus is that you are afraid of the outcome of being focused. Like for me, if I was super, super focused and could put my course together in an afternoon and put it out to the world, what if it wasn't received well? What if all the things that I put into my plan were just a dream that didn't get to come true? And so the closer I come to actually completing my course is the moment where I might find out that everything I've been doing isn't valuable. And so if I never complete the course, I never have to discover that that issue is a problem. Does that make sense? So, however, if I have spent some time getting really clear on what it is I want, right? Do I want to create the course, or do I want to help other people live the best life possible? If I want the latter, then I'm more likely to jump on a live and just ramble about something that's on my heart than I am if I'm in this course and I'm trying to make it perfect and I have an outline and I got to say this, this, and the other. But if I come from a place of my heart, people are going to see my heart in the video. They're going to know where my core value lies, and they're going to be able to respond to that. So if you know what you want and you go after it wholeheartedly, meaning all in, everything about that goal is what you're working on. Now, I've been a mom. I'm a mom now, but I mean, I've been that mom with the crazy kids of young ages and 1,000 things to do. And it's really hard to stay focused in those environments. So what you have to look for is, what do you have available to do? How can you focus on one or two things that are important to you so that later you can have a different outcome? I know you want to focus for 8 hours, but if that's not your reality, that's not your reality. So I remember when my kids were little, it's when I flipped the switch on waking up early. I was a night owl. I stayed up all night. But guess what? My kids wanted to stay up all night too. And that didn't work. So I started going to bed early. They went to bed early and they like to sleep longer than me. So then from a fresh place, I would get up 5 a.m. and I would do the work I needed to do before they got up, before I started my day officially. That was me time. And that allowed me to focus on what was important. I only allowed myself that extra hour that I found in my day. That was for the thing I wanted to do to move myself forward. The other stuff got done. In ULA, we call those the Skittles, the taking out the trash, the doing the laundry. They have to be done. But the oranges, the essentials in life, the things that matter that are going to move us to get our big goals, those are the things that you have to do the work for. And you're the only one who's going to do the work. So if there's a fear in you that says the outcome of this is going to tip my world, then maybe that's the reason why you're distracted. Maybe you don't even realize that your subconscious is sending you a message of safety. And to you, it looks like you're distracted because you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and you're going to go over here, and then there's somebody else. But maybe if you got centered, and all you have to do is address the fear. All you have to do is just say, hey, I see you, and I'm going to make a choice to be courageous. Doesn't mean the fear is going away. It means that I'm going to step into it anyway from a place of, I'd rather have this thing than stay the way it's always been. You know, whenever I'm trying to make a big decision, I tend to look at what's it going to look like 5 to 10 years from now? How am I going to settle on this decision that I'm making? And if it's that 5 years from now, I wake up and I didn't make any progress, I'm not going to be happy with that. I've already seen what I've been able to do in a year. It's more than I ever thought possible, if I'm really honest. Like, I know I said I wanted to have my course done and make it 100,000. But I think some part of me didn't believe that that was ever possible. So now when I look at it, I'm like, wow, I did so much more than I actually truly believed. So now I can reset to a place of, I'm going to get this going. I am going to make the online world work for me in such a way that I no longer have to have a full-time job. It doesn't mean I'm going to quit my full-time job. It just means that it doesn't own me. It doesn't put me in that fear place every night that I won't have that steady income, that I will have alternate sources of income that will allow me to do what I need to do. All right, I did make a note talking about distraction and focus. One thing I did want to say, and I love this, I heard it a couple weeks ago from Rami, who was part of my 100X community, and it was using the word focus. There's an acronym in there that he says we should all follow, and it is follow one course until successful. Now, he wasn't talking about like a class course, but once you make a decision to do something, stay with it until you have success. And here's the cool thing. We define our own success. So if you're focusing on something, and let's just say the course creation thing, I've been really focused on, I want to create my course and I want to make some income with it. And let's say I create my course and I don't make the income that I knocked off at wanting to make. Was I a failure? No, because the real goal here is to make the course, to prove to myself that I can do the thing that I'm wanting to do and I've been wanting to do for a while. The marker might be the income, but it's also just an indication of I have more to learn. If you're part of my Learn and Grow Share Circle, you'll know that this is just an opportunity for me to go back to, okay, now I know what I know. I need to learn a little bit more in the marketing area. I have the resource that I need to share. So I'm just going to grow in this area of marketing. And then I'm going to see how that works. And then I'm going to decide what else I need and going to get to the top. And I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to get to define what my success means. And if it means that I decide I did what I could on the course, and now I'm going to focus on some other area, then that's my choice. And it doesn't mean I gave up. It means that I focused, and then it's time for a refocus, and I do something different. Hope this has been helpful. I'd love to talk to you more about distraction and focus. On a one-on-one might be easier if I have an exact idea of what you might be looking for. But for the most part, I'm just here for you to support you. And if I can help, I will. Hope you have a blessed day.